Welcome to another episode of Business Insights powered by InfoSync. Today, I am speaking with Jim Curran of DailyPay. Jim, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Ashley. How are you?
Think I'm great. Thank you so much for taking time to sit down and speak with me about DailyPay and the benefits of earned wage access. So let's get started. Talk to me a little bit about DailyPay and how DailyPay came to be.
It's a great question. I think it was about 2015 or 2016. Our founders, Jason Lee and Robert Law, um, they tried to basically ask the question: can we leverage technology to fix one of the most confusing elements of money movement, which was why do employees get paid weeks after they work? So this question of how can we solve this with technology was really the catalyst for DailyPay.
Awesome, awesome. So what would you say is the purpose of DailyPay, or what is the DailyPay vision for the future?
Yeah. So again, Jason and Robert are very clear about the vision that they have for DailyPay, and that is to create a new financial system that works for everyone. So to change the way American workers get paid, um, and to change, we say, the invisible rules of money, those things that uh, we kind of just abide by, those rules, those laws we abide by or submit to, even though we don't really know why they were established in the first place. So the vision is to change that and make things better for American workers.
I really think that's amazing because, right now in our current environment and culture, we're able to pay for goods and services immediately. Um, so we want to be paid the same way. So I think it's an amazing benefit, and I'm so glad to see that it's coming to fruition and it's becoming more commonplace in the culture today. So,
Oh,
um,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, to piggyback on that, our platform and the vision for the platform is again to change the way the payroll money moves.
mhm.
Obviously, we can do whatever we want from our phones these days. So, how can we change how that money moves from employer to employee, just like it moves between merchant and shopper or financial institution to customer? There's faster, smoother ways to do it, and we believe we've achieved it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been years since I've worked in the restaurant or retail space, but you know, getting a paycheck and having to go physically deposit it into a bank account or cash that check, that is such an inconvenience in today's world. Um, it's so archaic almost. It's unbelievable that most companies are still doing that for their workers.
Yeah, again, it's a culture shift. We have access to information, we have access to take action right from our phones, like you said. Um, the fact that we have to walk into a bank to potentially get some of our money, or we have to wait a certain amount of time, and it is archaic. It's something of the past. And again, the question, can we leverage technology to change this? And the answer is a resounding yes, we absolutely can. We've seen it in so many other forums and so many different venues that it just makes sense that we can now do it with pay.
Great, right. So, what impact have you seen Daily Pay have on the industry, specifically in the restaurant and multi-unit space? I mean, do you think more companies are starting to adopt the earned wage access or daily pay benefit?
Oh, absolutely. It's so earned wage access is becoming one of the most popular benefits that multi-unit franchisees or restaurateurs can offer at this point. I think uh, back in 2017, there were only about like less than 100,000 employees were eligible for something like this, and now it's 3.7 million or like employees are eligible for this type of service. And employers are now recognizing, hey, this is something that is simple for us to do. administratively. And it's such a great tool for the culture we're trying to create. So again, with multi-unit franchisees, you will never. Well, let me backpedal there a little bit. 5 years ago, I think every multi-unit owner just accepted the fact that they were going to have high turnover to the tune of 100% for the rest of time, for all of eternity. Turnover was going to be 100%, 150%, 200%, just because the employees that come in, that come through, the level of commitment to the work, and it was just a given. Like, hey, this is what turnover is going to be. I think DailyPay, I think earned wage access has sort of turned that idea on its head, because we've seen incredible changes or decreases in turnover rates, decreases in first week attrition, um, just from offering these services. And if any franchisee or any restaurateur that you talk to is going to say, trying to get people to work, after the pandemic, especially, like, how do I get people to work? How do I get people to show up?
Hmm.
And DailyPay is one of those key benefits that are bringing more people in, keeping them there, and then keeping them more engaged while they're at work.
So aside from it being a benefit to employees, it's obviously a huge benefit to the employer as well if you're seeing that kind of retention rate, you know, increase. Um, but let's backpedal a little bit for some people who maybe not are not familiar with earned wage access. Let's talk about the services that you offer and what it actually is and what that means for your employees.
Yeah. So earned wage access, or EWA, was sometimes confused with early wage access. And they would liken it to, I'm getting a loan from my paycheck, I have to pay it back. This is different. This is, after you work, you have access to the money that you have earned. Um, the way it works is essentially we connect with the time and attendance and the payroll systems to know historically what an employee is working, what an employee is earning, what their deductions are, anything that may come up, that may be a concern, um, that would come out of their gross pay, so that we can offer them their net pay. How it works for the employee is simply make sure you're punching in and out, and then you go to the app and you enroll for DailyPay, and then you can start seeing, your eligible, your earned wages there that you can take from. But beyond that pay piece, we also have a save feature, so you can have employees start saving. And then we also have a work life feature, because we recognize that we don't just want to be another option, for people to get their pay early. We want to encourage financial well-being, financial dignity, financial resilience. So work life is really, a tool there to help people, understand what they can do with their money, and then give them ways to actually act on it. So pay, save, and work life are the three solutions that we're offering now. The benefit to employees at any level is that we're giving them the power of choice and control over their earned pay. Now you can go and you can take care of your finances. You can pay that vet bill, or you have to pay your rent or childcare, or you need to put gas in your car, whatever it might be, whether it's planned for or unexpected. You can manage that, and really, most importantly, stay away from payday lenders, um, overdraft fees, late fees, anything that's going to put you in more of a financial, hard place. That can all be avoided now.
And it's all completely mobile, right?
100%.
See, yeah, that's great.
It has to
So
be. It has to be.
well, yeah, and today it was world it has
Right.
to be, right? Or you wouldn't be able to compete. Um,
Right.
so what are some common misconceptions or myths about earned wage access and daily pay and the benefit that you offer?
I kind of mentioned the payday lender thing. Some people think, oh, you're like a payday lender. And it hurts my heart when I hear that. So the payday lenders, more or less prey on people that need money and are willing to pay more over time using, interest fees or, rates that are sometimes unreasonable. We're not looking to take advantage of employees. We're trying to give them back that dignity
Mm-hmm.
because it's it's humbling or humiliating to go to a payday lender and basically say, I need money from you and I'm going to take it at this ridiculous interest rate. It's also humbling to have to go to your boss who you want to respect you and look on you favorably and say, hey, I don't have any money. I need some so that I can put gas in my car or feed my kids or pay my gas bill, whatever it might be. We're trying to give that dignity back to them. Um, and we do it in a way I think that is much different than payday lenders.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other misconceptions I would say is, or concerns that people have is like, oh, well, you're giving people access to 100% of their net pay. How they'll take advantage of it. They'll miss their punches, and it'll look like they've got so many more hours to work. Again, technology is a beautiful and sometimes frightening thing. We have all different types of checks and balances to make sure that employees are not receiving more than they've actually earned or receiving more that their deductions don't account for, even though we go up to that 100% of their net pay. That being said, if an employer wants to limit that or they want to change that and they say, oh, I'd really only like them to have 50% because their schedule is changing so much or they may take too much or they're just concerned about it, we can ease that employer and their employees into the 100% net. We can start them with 50%. We can start them with 75% and then get up to 100%. The other thing is, people think free is never free. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Mm-hmm.
To the employers, this really is a free benefit because we're giving access and an option to the employees. So if the employees want to take advantage of it, the employees have to pay for it. And it's very simple, very transparent. If you want money tomorrow from DailyPay, you pay $1.99. If you want money right now from DailyPay, it's $2.99. And we'll take that out of whatever you had requested, out of your earned, bank. So if it was $20, we take $2.99 out of that. You don't have any fees associated with checking your balances or moving money to savings accounts or anything like that. We're very straightforward. We want to be transparent. And we really do want to be a benefit to the American worker.
Right. Yeah, so 199, is a lot easier than 25% interest on the loan that you take out through a payday lender, right? So it really is truly an amazing benefit. You mentioned previously in our conversation having to be eligible or qualify for the benefit. Talk to me about what qualifies employees and employers for DailyPay.
Yeah, so for employees, there's really not much barring any employee. If an employer wants to offer it to any segment of their employees, that's absolutely fine. So whether they're unbanked or they only have a pay card, whatever it might be, they're eligible. Whether they're salary or hourly or even a 1099 employee, they're eligible. For an employer, it's a little bit different. Right now, we're only able to partner with companies that have over 400 employees. And part of the reason is because we take adoption of our program very seriously. And we also want to take the burden off of HR and payroll. So our marketing team and our partner success teams, they do a lot to evangelize the message to the employees, to help them and shepherd them or guide them or help them enroll, hold their hands, just to make sure that they understand everything. Because one, setting right expectations is key in everything in life, because wrong expectations will frustrate people. So our service teams work hard to set those expectations, to push adoption, and to answer any questions that someone has. So because we try to give every one of our partners that white glove treatment, we're only able to offer it to employers with over 400 employees. Now, that being said, it's possible that in the future we'd be lowering that or creating a new segment, but we're just not there yet. That's
Right.
really the only knockout.
Great. So, InfoSync, we work with multi-unit companies, and mainly in the restaurant space, but we work with other industries as well. What is the benefit if you're an InfoSync client and you want DailyPay? Is that's a pretty seamless integration from the client side, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the reason why I think your clients have come to InfoSync is because you do so much more for them than maybe the average, HCM payroll accounting company. You do a lot of the legwork. As far as the benefit, it's really that we've utilized our technology and we've worked very closely with InfoSync's technology to make sure that this is as seamless and as easy as possible. And then you get that added layer of support. So not only are you getting DailyPay's, white glove treatment, InfoSync has made its business off of helping and being that business process outsourcing partner that's going to do more for you. So I mean, having two service heavy hitters in your corner just make it that much more simple, and seamless than any other partner can maybe offer. um, that's saying a lot,
Yeah.
but I mean that's why. I mean, again, I know what, working with Josh and his team, and I know he does a lot with integrations and checks and balances and making sure that every one of your clients, every one of our mutual clients is taken care of. They're fully in the know. The expectations are set properly. And if they ever have a question or concern, I mean, we raise it up the flagpole as quickly as possible and we get it taken care of.
Well, that was quite a compliment, and we deeply appreciate that. I think that's the best compliment we've received from a partner, so thank you. But I do think, you know, when we introduce DailyPay or a service like DailyPay to our clients, whether it's fixed cost reduction or anything like that, I think the initial reaction is, A, what is this going to cost me? But even more than that, it's what is this going to require of my time? What am I going to have to do this, And that's the beauty of InfoSneak and DailyPay is there's really nothing. I mean, not only is it free to the employer, but there's minimal heavy lifting, if any, right, from the client's side. So we take care of all of the integrations and the onboarding, and we work with DailyPay very close to make sure that that happens seamlessly. So it's really a win-win for all parties involved.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, implementation is always a scary thing, like no matter what. So the fact that you can offload DailyPay implementation to InfoSync, who you already trust, who the clients already trust to do these things, again, it's that added level of security and confidence that it's going to get done and it's going to get done properly.
Right. Well, I have met with you guys several times, and I'm very familiar with the daily pay benefit. I think it's not only is it amazing for our clients and their employees, but it's kind of like, why wouldn't you offer this if you're eligible? Like it's a no-brainer, in my opinion. Just to recap some of the things we've discussed before we finish our conversation, the benefits to employees are the ability to better financially budget and save money and gain access to wages without taking out heavy payday loans. And for employers, not only does it not cost you anything, but it's very attractive if you're trying to attract workers. It's going to increase your retention quite a bit from what DailyPay has seen. And it shows your employees that you actually do care about their financial health and their wellness and their work-life balance, and that they're coming to work happy and taken care of.
If I could add a little bit more color to that, in terms of recruitment, we've seen that you get about twice as many applicants per job posting. As far as reduction in turnover, in some cases, we see it as high as 72, 73% reduction in turnover. Our average across really every industry is about a 45% reduction in turnover. And I think I mentioned too with first week attrition, a lot of companies would see around 15%. Someone would start one day, they wouldn't show up next week. We were able to lower that in many cases to just 1% of that first week attrition. The biggest thing, one of the biggest concerns is really employee satisfaction. Like, your customers and your business thrives when your employees are smiling and they're happy and they're doing their jobs productively and efficiently. And we have seen, polls outside of ourselves say that our employee satisfaction rate is 87% for the companies that are offering DailyPay. And again, maybe that's a soft dollar, ROI, but having employees be more satisfied, again, means a better experience for your customer. It means a better experience for your employees. They're more likely to tell their friend to come work for you. They're more likely to have their families come in and shop or eat or whatever it might be, because they have such a better relationship with their job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as simple as being able to get paid and not have the worry of all of the other things in life surrounding our money concerns, that we're able to alleviate a lot of that stress and build a lot of that employee loyalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say there's not a silver bullet right now for the Great Resignation and the challenges that restaurants are facing. But if we were to try to nail one down, I would say employee happiness at work and job appreciation and or job satisfaction is probably the closest thing you're going to get to a silver bullet to fix that challenge, right? So the fact that DailyPay adds to that job satisfaction it's just huge for employers. So. Thank you so much for joining me, Jim. This has been a great conversation. I've even learned a few things. So it's
Good.
been very
I'm glad.
valuable. Yes. Yes. And I'm very impressed with DailyPay and all of the people that I work with and talk to. You're very passionate about what you do and you truly believe in this benefit and how it helps um, companies and employees. And I think that speaks volumes for the service that you offer and that you provide for your clients.
Yeah, and I was attracted to DailyPay before I, started working here, because I lived and breathed the restaurant world. My stepdad growing up was a franchisee. I spent a lot of time in the back of a Taco Bell. Um, Even as as a college student into my adult years, I managed restaurants for many years, and this wasn't available. And when this came out, when this started gaining in popularity, it's definitely something that I felt that I knew would be a huge benefit, because I worked in the trenches. I worked shoulder to shoulder with people that, you know, couldn't just get their heads above water enough to feel that relief to get themselves on a better path, a better, to financial well-being. Um, and I kind of feel that pang of, oh, I wish this was around, 10, 15 years ago, because there's so many more people it could have helped, the people that I was working with, the people that I was managing. Um, so yeah, I mean, in terms of passion or believing in it, I'm sold. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, I guess. I don't know. I lived it. And so I see the benefit.
Mhm.
So
Great. Well, again, thank you so much for meeting with me today. And I am so excited about this partnership and grateful to be working with such an awesome, passionate team. And I look forward to, working together in the future. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're thankful for your partnership, and I'm just happy to get a chance to talk to you today.
Talk soon.